Hi everyone. Today we're gonna start with RxJS observable that's called the interval. It's a very really simple one, and you can see the syntax here like interval. Then you have to just specify that period, and default period is a 0. So if you're not specifying anything, so it will be start as a 0 interval of milliseconds. So that will be always on a millisecond. So if you need to specify 1 second, then you have to specify the 10 and 1000. Sorry, and the scheduler is something that you can specify the async scheduler or ASAP scheduler or maybe the queue scheduler that we will see in the later on other in observables. So here is a marble diagram for this one. So you can see that if I'm specifying the interval 1000, then it's gonna be generated one incremental value from starting from the 0, then after 1 second will raise the 1, then 2, and emit the 3, then 4 and 5 and so on. So this is a infinite stream for interval, so it's never gonna be end. Yeah, definitely there is a, because they are using the one variable for the counter, so it ranges the when we keep incrementing the plus by 1, so whatever the range of the numeric value in JavaScript, that will become that range. But I think in normal scenario and practical scenario, we never gonna end up with that. So it basically is create the observable that emit the sequential number every specified interval of the time, and that we can specify in a millisecond. All right, let's now test out interval observable. So I just created the one file interval.js, and which I'm using the one function which I'm exporting over here as a default, and that I'm gonna import into my index.js, and I'm gonna call that one. So just to test it out, this is how I'm testing RxJS related operators and observable. So just to test their behaviors and how they behave. So here is a simple one, like you can see that I have created a constant numbers is equal to one interval 1000. So that means I'm gonna create the series of number on every 1 second. So it's starting from the 0, 1 and 2, and that will be generated in every 1 second. Then number subscribe, that's I'm creating the subscriptions over here, and the value that we're gonna use it. So what are the value emitted by the interval, it's gonna be used over here, sorry, emitted over here, and that I'm gonna use to console it, and value that's generated, and I'm also logging the date just to know that the behavior of it. And I already set up everything on package.json, so just gonna go and run this one, npm start, and spinning up my server on 8080. And now let's open up my server, and just let me save this one. So I just want to make sure like everything is working fine. And here let's refresh this page so we know that what's output is. So here you can see that it's starting the value from the 0 and starting from the 24, then 1 is on the after 1 second, then 26, 27 and so on. So it keep incrementing to my counter, and it's going to give me the one new value every time on every second, based on the what are the value I have specified on my code. Now let's try to make it a little bit complicated. So I'm just gonna comment this out for my region 1, and just for avoid the confusion, I let me collapse that, and I'm gonna open it up second one. All right, so just to know that like how it's generated and how it's I want to check it out like exactly on that duration it is emitting that value or not. So just I'm doing like a interval function, and sorry, interval observable, and I'm just creating the one function. So because particularly observable interval observable need a one number. So what I'm doing is like I'm creating the one durations with the math random number multiplied by 3000. So it's gonna be generating the number between 0 to 3 second 3000. So basically I'm gonna be have like a 0 to 3 seconds of interval. I'm just putting for my reference so I can just see that what number was generated over here, and then I'm returning that same duration. So it's similar to my previous example, but I'm just logging over here. I'm just creating the random number every time, and I'm just logging it. So to make sure like how it's behaving and how it is working. And then after I'm just subscribing the same uh, behavior, so sorry, observable, and I'm just logging the similar way that we have done in earlier one. Now let's save this one and try it out on our browser. So it's here you can see that's generated 2381. So that means it's gonna be generating new value on every 2381 milliseconds. So it's approximately 2.3 seconds. And here you can see that you will find like a 41 to 43, then 45, 48, 50, and 53 and 57. So there is a gap between 2 point something always. So this is how we can say that interval is going to be generate the value, sequential value basically, from starting from the 0 and 1, and based on the whatever the value you have used or what are the milliseconds you have provided, and you will get. And this is very simple observables, and I think that is what most I use to test it out everywhere. Hope you like this one, and I'm gonna be have like a videos for the other observables and operators, and operators I find it most interesting, so I'm gonna be have those video for that one. So keep tuned on that. Thank you.